All right, welcome again to Urban Echoes Ladies Night. This is part one of a 4-week series, and we are centering herbal wellness and womb wellness tonight. I think we have our girl Phoenix in the building, and she's going to set the tone and vibration for the room tonight with one of her beautiful, swaggy voiceovers. Go ahead, Phoenix. You deserve ease and some room to breathe, don't you? Make life harder than it has to be. Hey, look out. Good evening, ladies. You have tapped into Thinking Out Loud Ladies Night. We have a special guest. Her name is Yanni Lady. Here we're going to share some knowledge and wisdom here. So get out your wine, your snacks, and your paper and pen because you have a lot to learn tonight. Yes, the men will be in the room, but this will be our space where we can share with you all. So if you have those pink tickets, go ahead and join the family. I know in other spaces they say join the house, but here it is family. To your left is the comment section. It's a conversation of its own. Please do not hesitate if you have questions or if you would like to be added to the queue. Just add your name, links that relate to the conversation that we're having at the moment. As well, look out for the links for our Telegram and Cash App. Now, as I give you this time to ping in your friends, get comfortable, unwind. Phoenix, I want to make sure that you're done. All right. That was a beautiful introduction to this room. Again, this is Thinking Out Loud, and we are the ladies of Thinking Out Loud. We want to shout out the entire team. We got our Loud Pack squad in the building. So if you see any of these Thinking Out Loud Urban Echo PTRs, those are the men of Thinking Out Loud as well. So shout out to them. This is week one of a 4-week series. We want to shout out to the collaborative efforts from the Yoni Lady. She is our special guest for this series. And in part one, we are going to discuss all things womb and herbal remedy wellness. So we're going to kick it off. Any of my ladies want to get this started? If you look at the top, we do have a beautiful document that all of the ladies of Thinking Out Loud contributed to that has a wealth of different remedies for anything from fibroids, regulation of your menstrual cycle, hormonal balance between estrogen and testosterone levels, and so many other things. Please take heed to the information, save it to your phones, share it with other people. We're also going to be posting our supporter chat on Telegram, and you'll see that document placed in that chat as well. In addition, as Phoenix said in that beautiful introduction, continue to talk and chat in the chat box that helps keep us up in the hallways. Also continue to ping people as we get into the conversation, and we will open up a Q&A section towards the end of the room. Let's get into it, ladies.
Hey ladies, good evening. I saw someone put in the chat that they said they made their daughter a period tea, and I would definitely love to hear some of those ingredients on that. And I guess if we can start it with period talk, we can go from there as well because although I'm into herbalism, I got into it due to my period. So I would love to hear some women that have been going through some serious cycles and saw some changes due to some of their at-home remedies.
Okay, I'll start it off with the period tea and what I did for baby girl. So my name's Cass. I grow my own stuff. Garlic is what you see right now. That's currently growing in my yard. I'm currently growing mini peppers, um, tomatoes, savory herb, and I'm prepping for spring with tomatoes and peppers and all types of herbs. I also dry my own herbs and use them for my garden. But in particular, um, I I'm studying on the side herbology, kind of when I can, and then I share with another lady group. We discuss like different herbs and stuff to use because a lot of us struggle with our cycles. Mine got to the point where I went ahead and got a partial hysterectomy. But what no one tells you when you get a partial hysterectomy is you still experience everything minus the bleeding and the cramps. So the hormones, the bloating, all that is still being experienced, and no one really shares that. The doctors don't share that with you. So we've between myself and my daughter, I've looked for natural things to kind of help us along. The first one is fennel. So I use fennel seeds. Um, I believe it's fennel seeds. Um, oh gosh, now I can't remember. Fennel. It was fennel seeds, um, garlic. Turmeric, which helps with headaches, and also with parasites. So if you take turmeric on a regular, I usually put it in my coffee in the mornings, and that just helps flush you out, helps with migraines. I use raw honey. My goodness, and I just forgot about like all the ingredients I just bought this weekend at the Asian market. I'm sorry, guys, but I do use raspberry tea leaves quite often, and then also like for any like stomach things because my kids tend to get a lot of stomach issues. I use lemongrass, um, garlic again because garlic is amazing. Um, Gosh, what else? Oh my god, why am I blanking? And I talk about it all the time. But you can look a lot of this stuff up too. And I'm blanking, and I'll probably circle back because I have so many things like lemongrass is another one. And I buy that raw and then I dry it. And I also grow my own lemongrass, but sometimes during it's winter season, so I run out. So I'll go to the Asian market and get that. And there was like two other big things that I grabbed that I can't seem to remember. But those are fennel is the biggest one. Those fennel seeds. So you roast and then you use them in your tea with raw honey. And I'll land there. I'm sorry, guys.
Thank you for sharing. For myself, I had to learn a particular system for myself when it came to my cycle. I don't know who else may experience, but not only do I get the bloating, the headaches, but I get extremely like painful cramps along with back spasms. And I also vomit the first 2 days. It's never pretty. So it took about a good third to fourth month, I saw the difference with me being very, very consistent and the type of herbal teas that I used, along with adding turmeric and ginger, those really do help. Along with raspberry, that helped with settling the stomach for nausea. But dandelion root tea was definitely a savior. I definitely felt the difference, even with the actual flow of my cycle of release. So when y'all get a chance, definitely look at that Google Doc that's shared at the top. We do have them linked there, along with websites that breaks it down to all other things that'll help within your body and for your womb care. Extremely informative.
Oh, sorry, guys. I remembered it was ginger.
Who has been able to shorten their days on their cycle?
Ooh, I don't know. Mine only lasts for 4 days, but it's always been that way, which causes more of the cramping due to more obtaining more blood clots, but they are much lighter cycles. But I'm not sure if anyone else has actually experienced being able to shorten them.
I have a shorter cycle now, but I don't know if it's because of anything I did in particular. Before I had my 2 year old, my periods were irregular. And then because I was nursing her, I didn't get my cycle for about 19 months. And then when it came back, now that I have it, it's regulated now, but I only get it like 2 to 3 days. So I don't know if it's anything that I took, but I know um I was taking a lot of red raspberry leaf tea and oat straw and alfalfa leaf and milk thistle as well.
I realized when I went vegan that my cycle days shorter, and I didn't know if it was just because of me going vegan, but I do realize once I removed a lot of stuff out of my diet, I used to have like a 9-10 day period, and then it dropped down to like a 6 day, and then once I started steaming more, because the average woman that doesn't have any issues could get away with steaming once or twice a month, but someone that actually has reproductive issues can steam a little more, and I didn't know that in the beginning. So once I started doing it a little more, it's definitely helped out a lot too. So I've been able to drop my days down due to diet and steaming.
So for me,
My cycles used to be really long, like the full 7 days. And my aunt made me one month just stop drinking anything cold for the 10 days prior and only had me drinking warm teas or room temperature teas, no honey or anything. And it was similar to Breeze concoction with the red raspberry leaf, the oat straw, the milk thistle. And now my cycles are down to 2.5 to 3 days, and I do not cramp as long as I don't drink anything cold, at least the 7 days prior to my expected cycle.
Absolutely. Everybody, and by the way, everybody who's 4 and under is healthy.
Can
Those
I
are
hear
healthy.
that last part again? I'm sorry.
Oh, no, it's fine. Avoiding cold beverages that at least 7 days before your cycle is expected to start. For me, it helped alleviate, it shortened it, and it also helped alleviate cramps. So I don't experience cramps once I made those changes for me. Now, do be mindful, all of this is different for each person. That's something that worked for me, for my daughters. Me introducing red raspberry leaf tea to them without anything added to it has helped them. They still get cramps, but they did say it's much milder, where they don't have to miss school anymore behind it. Because my children used to have to miss school behind it. Now they don't. And their cycles are what they would like to consider normal. So their cycles are about maybe 4.5 days.
Also, giving up
Yeah, I
dairy
don't.
10 days or 2 weeks before your cycle helps out a lot as well. Giving up dairy in general gonna change your life, but if you give it up before your cycle, you're gonna see it.
I it's been almost a year since I had a cycle, and probably for the past 3 years, it's probably only been once or twice a year. So y'all already know where I'm going. I did go to the doctor yesterday, and they were gonna go ahead and start seeing if I am premenopausal. But for me, my periods used to be 7 days, and then like it started. The older I got, the more it went to probably like 2 to 3 days, like somebody said. And tea, I just used to drink a lot of tea. Anything warm. I didn't drink a lot of cold drinks, so I agree with the tea. I just drank any type of tea at that time. I wasn't who I am now, so it was just any hot tea for me.
So for me, my cycles, I think the most of my cycles have ever been was 5 days. But and I used to have really, really bad cramps, like really bad cramps to the point where I couldn't even go to work. Like I would have to miss work on my first day. Um, and the doctors didn't know what to do about it. But what I learned is now, since after having my baby, I don't deal with cramps like that really. And my cycle is only like 3 to 4 days. In the fourth days, y'all know what it is, clearing out and stuff. So, but for me, what I learned to help me though, not have rough cramps or not have like, should I say, like a rough period to where I'm uncomfortable, I would eat, um, I would eat very light. and not too many sugary things. I would drink my teas a week before I know my cycle is coming. And during the week of my cycle, I would only drink water or teas. I wouldn't really do like juices, sweets, things like that, because I did learn that when I intook more sugary things, it caused me to cramp more or caused me to bleed heavier. So that is one thing that I use, but I'm also like, a natural girl too. So like I'm not really the one that likes to use medications. I'm more so on the natural remedy. So teas and things. Peppermint really helped me. Just like peppermint water. My great grandma was doing it, told me to try it. Peppermint water, y'all. And you can use like regular peppermints or you can use like the peppermint oil, and that helped me a lot. But one thing I will say that changed on me after I had my baby was I stopped cramping on my cycle, but I would have like cramps during my ovulation. Like that's how I would know when I was ovulating. So have y'all ever like experienced that? Any ladies in here that has children, do y'all go through that?
I don't have children, but I experience that now that I'm older, that now I cramp more when I am ovulating.
Yeah, I have that happen too, and I'm one that like I have a journal where I take note of what's going on with my body. So when I went back over like the last 7 to 8 months, I saw like I know which side I'm ovulating from, because I can like I cramp on each side, and it really does alternate each month, and like I can I can successfully plan whatever it is that I need to plan because I do track my body in that way.
I do. I'm sorry, I'm at work, but I also keep a diary um, for my body health and things like that, especially my cycle, my fibroids, and things like that. I keep a diary for those things. It's very helpful so I can see the patterns and what's helpful and what's not helpful.
And there are a lot of different apps that you can use. I personally, especially with the change in laws in different states, do recommend that you have a book so that if you have to do whatever it is that you have to do, you have it on a book and you're not being tracked electronically for any reason at all.
Hey, beautiful goddesses in the space and on the stage. Thank you for letting me be up on the stage and grab a mic. And I agree with that 100%. I am someone that tracks, and I have to give shout outs to my mama. Those baby boomers definitely are survivalists in their own rights, and I'm grateful for my mom giving me that. But also, it solidified with my 70s baby sister. She definitely was one to say, write stuff out. Erica Badu, writing it out and making sure she's paying attention to how you tracking things. So I agree with that. Also agree with them, AIs, the algorithms, they making like electronic strawmans of us. So we gotta be protective of, our own cycles. And I also agree with the T's too. Someone that works in the medical field, about to jump into law because they playing with us and I don't like that. I'm someone that would like to be a spook that sat by the door. I would like to get this knowledge out for free. Let me do the oath, because I think there's a lot of rituals that's going on when it comes to our reproductive organs. And what I learned in the medical field is that they're not letting us know that teas are our medicine. They definitely do not want you to know how to heal yourself. People got to pay mortgage, and I get that. But if you're going to be helping the collective and learning to heal, I'm not ever shitting on the doctors and the nurses and those that are in the professional field to help each other out. I'm always going to be really frustrated when we cap knowledge because we're supposed to spread that and give it to the next generations and make sure that we're looking out for each other in sister circle. I am a boy mom, so I definitely can say, even though I'm a plant based eater, I wanted to make sure that my boys were getting the nutrients they needed too. And that made me definitely pay attention to the fluids, because
that's something that's drying us out. Our bones are water. We need to not only drink our water, but we need to eat the water too. So your fruits and vegetables and all of that good stuff that kind of helps like link each other's or link the nutrients and the electric bases that's happening in your brain chemistry is also happening in all your other organs. So not only is the mental a part of how we eat, how we think, and what we do to ourselves, but also like the soaps and the lotions and all that. So I just wanted to add some love, hopefully build with you guys and say thank you for pouring into me, because I'll definitely need spaces like this. So coming in here, I'm like, oh, I'm glad that I'm not the only one up here in the great Northwest, West Coast, but like Northwest Coast. We don't need a lot of protein. We need sunlight out here to even absorb the protein. So I'm heavy on the teas, the bitters that you have to drink, like even the citrus, like lime shots in the morning, lime in my water. If I got to drink from the faucet, I try not to do that, but you know, gotta do what you do. And the steaming, I'm grateful of whoever was saying that. I need to follow you. The steaming, I'm learning that later. I'm 38, definitely trying my best to take care of myself. But you know, you learn things as you elevate. So thank you for reminding me on note taking on that too, because I'm also noticing that there's a lot of, you know, old tissues that's coming out and all that great jazz when I am going through my menses. So I just wanted to add that. Thank you for that. And I land with love. Oh wait, I also wanted to say I do baths. I put my tea. I try to be frugal with my stuff. So I put tea in the baths. So my skin and my body could absorb what I'm drinking too. So I wanted to add that in there as well. Okay, I land with love. Thank you, ladies.
Okay, I do have one question. I gain about 8 to 10 pounds every menstrual, and I lose it right after. What can I do to stop putting on extra weight during the menstrual? What would help me with the bloating? Like, if I can show y'all, like, my face is bigger, everything is bigger during the menstrual, and then it goes right back down. Sometimes I'm even 5 pounds lighter than I started.
Um, with that, who was that? Big South, correct? Okay. So for me, it's very similar. I weigh myself every month for 2 years, so I gain 7 pounds every month for my cycle. There are things you can do in regards to making sure that you stay hydrated. Water is important. However, water also flushes through if you don't have anything that's helping to soak to your cells, right? So I always tell people it's very important. Get you a bag of Celtic salt. You just take like a finger, put it on your tongue, let it sit there for about 5 seconds, count to five, then drink your water. That really helps with the body, with pushing out the water weight. The bloating, of course, may be more of a natural thing where you can't really, not saying you cannot, but some of the bloating is going to happen. For me as well, you could see it really in my face and my cheeks and of course in my tummy. However, I would say try to change the mindset and embrace the fact that you're also going through a spiritual cleanse while on your cycle, so that bloating may be necessary. And then once you're off your cycle and you're cleansed out, you go back to your natural self. It's almost as if it's a similarity to when you are going through your pregnancy, right? And giving yourself that space where then, your body goes back to its natural state. But also make sure that prior to, if you are also exercising, moving your body, whatever that may look like, even if it's just walking for 10, 15 minutes a day, that also helps with preparing yourself to go through your cycle. I hope that helps.